Welcome to Atlanta. Crisis Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the Black Party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Time to really set Atlanta on fire.
Let's get it, I got it, I'm ready, my lord. Whole click solid, everybody on board. Say they won't smoke, that's the shit they can't afford. These niggas weak, no cap, I go hard. Man, I know these niggas mad, I ain't tripping, I'm good. One call, then fall on you, don't make me do it. Me and my niggas taking your city on board.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Man, your boy Pastor Troy going all the way up with you, man. You already know. Friday, April 11th at the Atrium. Yeah, man. Doors open at 8 p.m. You already know we're going from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m., man. You already know it's going all the way down. Your boy Pastor Troy, DJ Jelly performing live. And then we getting out there, man, Saturday, yeah, April 12th. It's going all the way down for the Passover. Yeah, man, you already know. At the Marriott Marquis downtown. Yeah, man, we're going from 5 p.m. to midnight. You already know. Hosted by Commander General Johanna. Your boy Pastor Troy going to be in the building, man. Y'all boys holler.
Whoop! Whoop! We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it. They want a fame, they want a clout. That's why they doubt. I got them black, I want a class. And I shut my mouth. This was way before polite. Before I came to campsites, I came broken and contrite. I just wanted to live right, clean my soul and give my life. Had to give up all my vice. I got a fog out my head. I was raised from the dead. I put down that weed and I cut off my dreads. For before I could lead, I had to learn to be led. Now I'm a bad motherfucker. Walk around and I straight flex on suckers. No one specific, I'm talking to all of you busters. Straight from the gutter, me and my brother, we the long suffer. Now, running it like a conductor. Hebrew Academy, I'm the instructor. 14 written all on my cover. Men of war like we hopped out of Hummer. Look like you want motherfucker culture. There is one camp, there is not another. One West, UBK. One West, UBK. One West, one West, one West, UBK. One what? UBK. One what? UBK. One what? One what? One what? UBK. Me and all of my Oyes, hold it, shit down, right here, all day. Shalom, wagwan, sa, passe, is we, damn niggas, y'all too, sabe, hey. We gon' change the world, we won't let it change us. Even when they switch sides and they wanna change up. Fucking with my brother, then your life in danger. Got no fear like I got one in the chamber. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it now. Since day one, we been about it, nigga. I've been going hard since the day that I found it. It's 144 to the day the Lord counted. I'ma keep my head up to the day that he crowned it.
Shalom, 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 shalom. We're live with the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Understand Priest and Captain Natazak Nashar and the Isupk Biblical Scripture Breakdown class. All right, all right. Everybody in here, Most High Christ. All right. Let's get it in. Yahweh Shem Shel Break a Thumb. Yahweh Shemar Al Thun by Shem Yahweh Shah. Let's get up here on Instagram. We up. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. All right. Most High Christ. Instagram. Joining us on Instagram. Shalom. Y'all by Shemel Shabbat. Y'all Shemal Thumb by Shemel Shah. We in the game. All right. Brothers and sisters. We'll see you, Raj, Yagadar, Carson Paul. All right. Man are young. Sister Deborah. You understand? All right. We in there. Everybody, a few moments to come in. We up. Shalom. Yahweh Shalom. Al Shem Yahweh Shah. Heading to the Lord's 56th annual Passover coming up. Shalom. Alawap on Yah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Alawap. Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Shah Barakatah. My Yah joining us. All right. So tonight we're talking about the kingdom. You understand? How do we build the kingdom? What is the process of getting the kingdom? How do we prepare for the kingdom? We're going to talk about the laws, statutes, and commandments, the things that the Most High wants us to do, which is essentially how we get the kingdom. Turning back to our culture, turning back to our heritage that the Most High left us, and building this nation. And by building up our nation, the Lord is simultaneously destroying all the other nations around us. Huge, massive floods. This is what Christ talked about. Floods and earthquakes and famine in diverse places. A gigantic, massive destruction in Myanmar over on the way in the east. Iran talking about using nukes, just like Commander General Yohanna taught us. They talking nuclear talk. Trump talking nuclear talk. You understand? Elon Musk was with Big Bad Trump for a while. Elon Musk, tired of losing that money, he don't know that Donald Trump throw him under the bus and say you're fired and then blame him, just like Donald Trump did to Dr. Fauci. You understand? He'll blame you and be your friend and love you, and then blame you and throw you away. They sending troops everywhere. They trying to buy Greenland and Iceland. Sweden joined NATO. And Sweden joined NATO, which means all the United States missiles and military base and Marines now get put more in Europe. That's why they want that Greenland and Iceland. You understand? And as soon as they join NATO, Sweden starts scrambling fighter jets to patrol around Poland. Poland and Belarus, which is Russia's ally, have been going back and forth preparing to go to war with each other for quite some time since the Ukrainian conflict began. You understand? It's all turning up everywhere. They bombing the Houthis. America then declared war on a whole nother country. The Navy's all into it. They can't get out of the Middle East. The Lord is sucking them in there closer and closer to that World War III. You understand? Lord willing, like we always say, this might be our last Passover in captivity, which is why we need to learn the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments and get solid on them before the Lord bring the great destruction. And Lord willing, we get set back down in the wilderness to start it all over. That's why we're talking about the kingdom. We're going to start with Luke chapter 17 and verse 20. You understand? Luke chapter 17 and verse 20, a very important thing that's said there. When Christ was saying, it says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees were the religious leaders and rulers at the time. Your Christian preachers, your pastors, all of them is in there. Now, speaking of pastors, I know everybody's seen. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemala Thashim Yahweh Shai. I know everybody saw Pastor Marvin Sapp strapped for cash with the shakedown. I want my 40 grand. Service is not over till I get my quota. You understand? He not taking no shorts, no losses. A pimp want his money. You understand? He locked the doors. Like the Christian church is falling, and it's such an amazing thing to see that our people will finally get to wake up from this nightmare of joining all of these religions that our wicked leaders have led us into so that they could get rich while they sell and make merchandise of us. That's why it's important for us to learn the way to stand and obey the Most High and be in this truth and build up stronger and stronger so that more brothers and sisters can pour in here and we can finish building Christ's kingdom so that the Lord can send our king back. You understand? All right. Hey, shalom. All right. Look like it, brother. All right. Shalom. Shalom. All right. Just make sure you put your name in for attendance. Shalom in Pittsburgh. All right. So in Luke 17 and 20, he says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, they demanding to know. They not demanding to know because they want to build the kingdom of God. The religious leaders was demanding to know because they want to know how much time they have left to rule. That's their concern. Their concern is not serving Christ. Their concern is not teaching other brothers and sisters to serve Christ. That's why Christ had to say himself in Matthew, the 5th chapter, that he that teaches to keep these laws and do them as well shall be great in the kingdom of heaven. But he that breaketh them and teach men to break them also, they shall be the least in the kingdom of heaven. Everybody that has refused to serve the Most High, that has refused to serve Christ and come into the truth, all of the opportunities that they have to rule and have power, they are all going down the drain. From the conscious community, the gang world, you see all the big gangsters getting swept up in RICOs. Years and decades of our people choosing that Italian gangster lifestyle. The Latino brothers, the Native American brothers. Like this is our oppressor's excuse for him to exercise all of his cruelty that he wants to do on our people. That's something Commander General Yohana taught us, you understand, that don't suffer as a criminal. Don't live your life as a criminal, to give the oppressor an opportunity to exercise his full authority against us for breaking and violating his laws where available, you understand? Make sure your license and your registration is in check. Your property taxes, your this and that is paid up. Make sure you operating within the law. Make sure you got a firearm, you got a permit. Make sure your permit is still valid. Don't carry without a permit. Make sure that you're doing the right and lawful things. Understand what you can and cannot do in this society. What is the law? This culture of accepting ignorance as something Black and Latino, that was never our culture. We come from the people that knew everything about everything because our God, unlike the God of the other nations of people, created everything. And he gave us a set of instructions that set us above all the other people that he created. That's what it said in the Bible that the Christian church and the Muslim mosque has not taught us. I know you've seen all the young brothers and the young Muslims out there in Philadelphia celebrating their equivalent of Muslim Easter, jumping on cars, getting in fights with the police, fighting in the school. You understand? Absolute badlands up there. Like we were never supposed to take these customs following behind the other nations of people. And Christ is being questioned in this Luke 17 chapter. When is the kingdom coming? So they can try to prepare and try to stop it. Christianity, which is the biggest, one of the biggest religions our people are in, Islam being the second, they're both Christianity to us, is teaching our people things to continue the world as it's going right now. What we are doing in the truth in the Isupk is going the opposite direction of the rest of the world. That's why the Lord is leading them to their end, which is the beginning of our world, which is Christ's kingdom. So Luke 17, right in 20, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, meaning it's not something that you're just going to sit back and watch float down out the sky. It's something that has to be worked for. That you're going to have to do work to build the kingdom. It's not something that gets done passively. You're going to have to work and make unleavened bread and get in your all black and contact the school and pay your tithes, pay your Passover fund, learn to change our lives, to get off of weed and cigarettes, stop getting shape ups and shaving your face and getting, you understand, getting lineups, cut those dreadlocks off. Get off those cigarettes and those Newports, you understand, off those backwoods and that weed and those pills and that coke. Get out of that church and that mosque. Stop trying to join everybody. They got massive protests that's getting ready to come up in these next couple of days. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are not allowed to go out and protest like the other nations of people. Your protest is not done with a picket sign marching in the streets, fighting Antifa, fighting the Proud Boys, fighting racism. You understand? Fighting Trump and Elon Musk. That's not how we fight. That's not our strength. That's not our wisdom and understanding. The Lord is stirring these things up. The way you fight is you get an ISUPK and learn to serve the Most High. That's how the kingdom gets built. So Christ told him in verse 21, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. The kingdom is over there. There it is. We got to go and leave to get to Ghana because the fake Israelites is bringing the kingdom over to Ghana. We got to go to Nigeria because it's the year of return. We got to go to Ethiopia because the kingdom is in Ethiopia, like the Benjamite brothers thought. We got to go run to Liberia and go back to the motherland, like the brothers thought, and ended up in that Liberian civil war getting eaten alive by those West Africans, by those Hamites, man. Like the kingdom is not in crystals, it's not in the Egyptians, it's not in Pan-Africanism. You understand? It's not in the conscious community. The kingdom is turning blacks and Latinos to stop unaliving each other. That's the kingdom. Teaching sisters to not leave their husbands. That's the kingdom. Teaching our sons and daughters to not accept alternative lifestyles, to not commit crimes against each other and sell drugs. You understand? That's the kingdom of heaven. All right. So it says in the same breath, Christ is explaining, for behold, look, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. It's in you. You are the kingdom of the Lord. It's inside of you. The problem is we have to learn how to unlock that. We got to learn how to unlock that. We have to learn how to properly do things the way that the Lord said. That's why we're going into this. Take me to Matthew now, chapter 5. I quoted briefly Matthew chapter 5. All right. And we're going to hear from Christ. Matthew 5 and verse 15. Let's get some more. Matthew 5 and verse 15. All right. As a matter of fact, let's start up. We're going to start at verse 10. We're going to start at Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. Christ said, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you." What does that mean? Shalom, shalom, shabbrakatham. Yahweh Shemal Atah Shem Yahweh Shah. Says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you." What does that mean, to revile? Who knows what that revile means? This is my readers. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you. Men shall come up against you. You understand? What is the Bible talking about? They speak evil of you, come up against you crazy because you won't eat pork, and they will. Not because you're committing crime, not because you're breaking in houses and cars, not because you're locking people in the church, demanding that they give you $40,000, holding them hostage. That's right. Blessed are you when men shall hate you. They shall come up against you. Why would the Lord say that? The Christian church has been teaching us as Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that we are supposed to be living our lives to make everyone love us. Make everyone love us. You smile, you show your teeth. They love your dance, your jigaboo and shake. Love your naked tail on the internet. Sister showing everything for some money. Erica Badu say you want a record deal, you got to suck hard. Prostitute yourself everywhere. Make everybody happy. Make everybody pleased with you. Just use you up and throw you away. Run on the field playing football. Break up your bones, your knees, your back. Work on your job till you're damn near dead, till your body stop working. You understand? Like they're making pleas to be a good part of society. Well, the Lord is not interested in making us a part of our oppressive society. The Lord is interested in us being separated to build his society. And he gave us the tools and the blueprints to do that. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem
Joining us. All
Shabbat.
right. All right. So we had Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
He said those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. You understand? They're being persecuted. What does it mean to be persecuted? That's how you know the Christians is not serving the Lord. Nobody come up against the Christians. Christians selling dope, Christians prostituting, Christians touching children, Christians robbing people, they kidnapping. All your shootings in the neighborhood is done by Christians. All of them. All your kidnappings is done by Christians. All of them. All right, one sister got an answer. Let's take a look. Punished. All right. Let's get a little more. All right, that's a good answer. For righteousness' sake. Let's see if we can get some more on the definition of that persecuted. All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. Yo, Shema Thashim Yahushua. See if we can get some more. What we got? What else we have with persecuted? We got punished. Why would the Lord say, blessed are ye? See, this is what the Christian church gets confused. In their mind, they use this to justify that the civil rights leaders telling you to let the oppressor hit you with bricks and sick German shepherds and water hoses on you and go along to get along and show your teeth and smile while they spit in your face and spit in your food and say, N-word, N-word, get out my neighborhood. It's a sundown town. No coloreds, Mexicans, Indians, Puerto Ricans, or dogs. Figure you're supposed to hug them and love them and kiss them and smile in their face and I'm going to pray for you in the name of Jesus. That's what the Christian church teaches. That is not what is in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to let anybody abuse you. The Christian church has made a religion out of blacks and Latinos getting abused and violated and being told they're supposed to smile and just take it. That's not in the Bible. We're going to show you what's actually in the Bible. You got some more? Sisters, who this? Is a brother or a sister? All right. It said harassment. All right. Said harassment. All right. Said blessed are you when you get harassed for righteousness' sake. Well, let's see. Let's get what the definition is. Because then a damn soul going to harass us. We not Christians. Harassment got consequences. You understand? We not Christians. And I'm not a sweetheart. You ain't going to harass me. Everybody getting harassed. You understand? It's going to be enough harassment to go around for everybody. You understand? We're not here to be victimized or abused. That's in the world. That's church. You understand? We get justice in here. We get justice. A foreign concept to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who everyone has been abused by their religious leaders or their uncle or their cousin or the damn drug dealer or the rolling 60s of gangster disciples stealing your damn bike or your car or your shoes, you understand, growing up. Well, we get justice in here. And that's why it's so important to build our nation and not build a church and a religion, because that's not our heritage, and our God will not be with us in a culture separate from what he told us to do. All right. So what do we have? What we got, Mataza? The definition?
Definition, final time. Definition of persecute, to harass or punish in a manner designed to injure, grieve, or afflict, specifically to cause to suffer because of belief.
Right. Said, blessed are you when you are persecuted and they want to cause you to suffer because of your beliefs. Lord said, blessed are ye. Why does he say that? Why would the Lord say such a thing? Says, blessed are ye. Why would the Lord say that? That because the disciples stood for the Most High and they were crucified, the Lord said, blessed are ye. Because Moses stood against Pharaoh to deliver the children of Israel out of captivity. That they hated us and despised Moses and wanted to harm Moses. He said, blessed are ye. And the disciples were beaten and whipped. The Lord said that's a blessed thing. In the Christian's mind, well, you're supposed to get beaten up for doing the right thing. You're supposed to get whipped. You're supposed to get, dogs sicked on you and bricks thrown at you and water hose breaking your rib. And they tie a rope around your neck and push you off a damn tree. It's supposed to happen. According to the Bible, it says you're blessed, right? Let's find out what the Bible is actually saying so we can get that horrible Christian spirit off of our people, so that your son doesn't grow up and become a blood. He becomes a priest of the Lord, thinking that he has to become a gang member in order to get some justice and protection, because all the religions around his neighborhood say that he's supposed to be abused and just take it and smile. You understand? For those of you that don't know, that's why everybody's in the streets joining the gang, shooting everybody. All the abuse that has been allowed because of these religious customs and cultures that are worthless from the other nations of people that are around us, that is the reason why your son turns to a life in the street. When we have a much stronger, much greater, much better, much more superior culture that the God of heaven and earth gave to our people that he doesn't know about, because his churches and mosques every goddamn where. But he will know soon. You understand? The Lord said, bless. Now take me back to that Matthew scripture you were reading from the top. One more time.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
For being righteous. for not eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, for not getting high, not smoking weed, not taking the bribe. You understand? Not going along to get along, not joining the LGBT, not aborting your babies, standing for what the Lord wants. You understand? Being in the truth. They come up against you. They find out you in the UPK. They come up against you. But they also know something else about the UPK too. And that lets them know just how much against you they can be. See, Christians don't know what is the proper measure to express your frustration with your different beliefs as Christians. That's why they make different denominations and break off from each other. That's why fake Israelite groups who are also Christians break off from each other and make other fake Israelite groups and then leave each other. Same thing happens with all the religions in the world. They eventually leave and abandon each other. You understand? But not in here. We're not changing anything. All right. So keep going.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
The kingdom of heaven is going to be built by those who suffered that religious persecution. They were harmed and beaten. The lives that the disciples in Christ and the followers who served the Most High gave and dedicated their lives. Many of them lost their lives. You understand? They gave them. They put them in gladiator arenas to fight bears, to fight lions. And some of them defeated the bears and the lions. As you see in that gladiator movie, that was real what they did to us. Brothers and sisters and mothers and grandmothers and aunts and nieces. They had some sister forced her to watch her 7 sons be maimed and tortured in the Maccabees, in the books of the Maccabees, in the Apocrypha. That's why we celebrate Hanukkah every year. That's why we celebrate it, to honor the things that those who suffered and were persecuted for righteousness' sakes, so that one day you would have a record of their bravery to stand with the Most High, so that the work that they did will not go in vain. And you will still champion the cause that the Lord caused them to stand for, so that we can get the kingdom of heaven. And when they come back, they are able to receive justice. Many of those brothers and sisters, their spirits are still in the grave. And the Lord is waiting for the work in the truth to be done, which we are doing in the ISUPK. And fake Israelites and Christians and Muslims are not doing outside of this body, so that the kingdom can be built and the Lord will send Christ back. And then those who are still in the grave will then rise up out the grave and get a brand new body, and their spirits will live again. And they will go up in the chariots, the UFOs that Christ is returning with the armies of heaven. And then, Lord willing, the rest of us that remain and serve the Lord will also go up in those chariots on our way up into the sky. We will get new bodies. We're going to get that in just a second. Then we're going to talk about how to earn it. You understand? As a matter of fact, we might need to get that now. Let me see. Give me the twinkling of an eye. We might need to pull that right now since we're on it, and then continue with Matthew. Twinkling, the moment and the twinkling of an eye. We might need to get a little bit of that. Bear with me just a moment. Let me see. Should be in Corinthians, Thessalonians, one of them. Corinthians, another 15. All right, give me just a second. Stay we at. Let's see. A mystery. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, man, this is so much. Oh, man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Hold on. Damn. Lord. Hold Matthew 15 and 37. First Corinthians 15 and 37. Don't go there yet. We're going to keep going with this. Then we're going to go to First Corinthians 15 and 37. It's wonderful. You understand?
Okay.
All right. So keep going.
Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you
Keep going. Keep going.
and persecute you,
Right.
and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
They're gonna say evil things. They're gonna say evil things against you, and it's gonna be lies. You understand? I remember one brother said one of his relatives said, you can't go serve God with them to honor a high holy day that it says to do in the Bible. As he reads the scriptures to his grandma, grandma said, they're gonna poison your food. They're gonna poison your food. You can't be with them. They beat their wives. You can't be with them. They don't work. They don't have jobs. You can't be with them. You got to get a job. None of them work. They don't have any jobs. You understand? You don't know that Bible? Give me the Bible. I don't care what the Lord says. Trying to take your kids, take your family, throw you out the house because you don't want to smoke weed or snort coke or sell dope anymore. They want to turn on you. You think you better than us. You too good to hang with the crew now because you don't smoke no more. Now all of a sudden we all supposed to stop smoking because you don't smoke. You too good. Now that you don't get high, you think you better than us. Now that you don't this and this and this. You understand? Come up against you in evil. Well, you can't, since you in that cult, you can't stay here no more. Want to put you out in the street. And the Lord will destroy that whole damn house if they put you out. Everybody will suffer for that evil act. And it happens all the time. You understand? All right. Keep going.
Son of a verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
The Lord said, rejoice and be glad. We go out to camp. They get to cutting up and kicking the signs and throwing water, trying to cut up there and think they want to jump across the barricades and get behind the signs and act like they want to jump into the camp. The Lord said, rejoice. Yours is the kingdom of heaven. Why did he say this? Keep going on. Why would the Lord say this?
For great is your reward in heaven.
The Lord said there's a great reward in the kingdom of heaven that's coming for you suffering for the kingdom. Those revolutionaries, while they honor the Alamo and the Civil War and all of those, the French and Indian wars, and put monuments and statues, because once they suffer and build up their kingdom, they had to go not knowing if they were going to survive through the winters until the Gadites took care of them, not knowing if the colonies would thrive until the slaves made them wealthy and rich with sugar and cotton and tobacco, farming and working in the fields for them, not knowing if they were going to live. They thought the earth was flat, but they honor Christopher Columbus and those Italian explorers to this day because they sacrificed and put their lives on the line for a great kingdom. And they have built a great and wonderful kingdom for their people. And they are honored. You understand? Columbus should have a day to be honored. He should be honored by his people. So should Andrew Jackson. So should Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin. Those founding fathers, they should love and honor their forefathers. You should not, because it's not your kingdom. Those aren't your forefathers. They are your enemies. Their children are your enemies because God said so. And that's why you must learn how to build your kingdom. You can't build or have a kingdom if everyone shares in your kingdom. That's why Donald Trump is trying his best to salvage this American kingdom for white people. That's why they're kicking out 500,000 Venezuelans and Cubans, you understand, and Nicaraguans, Zebulon and Manasseh and Asher, you understand. They're kicking out the brothers and sisters. They say, you didn't do it the right way. You came over here illegally. You're a criminal. Even though we unalived the Mexicans and stole most of this land from them, and the Native American and Seminoles, and enslaved the tribes of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi all on the land to get wealthy and rich, even though we come from Europe, and before that, the caves of the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia, Russia, you understand? They didn't do it the right way. Well, the brothers and sisters that allegedly did it the right way, they kicking out 500,000 of them too. Why? Because we were supposed to be building our kingdom, not the Christian kingdom, which is white supremacy, the extension of the Roman Empire, not the American kingdom. You understand? Not a kingdom of Mecca, goddamn Eid and Ramadan. We weren't supposed to be building that. You understand? And there's a great honor that comes with that. We still talking about Moses. Think of how many thousands of years ago Moses was. Moses get honored throughout the entire planet in every language to this day. Think about Christ. They got a translation for Christ in every language. Every culture tries to make their Christ figure. Every single one. And he's going to get a kingdom and we're going to build it for him. You understand? What was the condition of the prophets? Good question. All right. Salakia. Ah. Salakia, sir. What was the condition of the prophets? All right. Was they what the world would call successful, famous men of power? What mindset should a prophet of the Lord be in? What should his focus be? Excellent question. All right. Excellent question. Let me pull up another window. Here's what Christ told them. All right. Let's get it. Let's see what condition they were in. Let me see if I can pull that in there. Find that in there. And Raymond, what we got? What did he tell them? Let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 6. Let's see. Uh, 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 8. Start there for Officer Carsapal's question. Very good question. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 8.
John Khan, this is First Timothy chapter 6, verse 8. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
Having food, a steady supply of food, food to eat, and raiment and clothes to wear. Let us be therewith content. Having food and clothes, let us be happy with having food and clothes. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
See, the chasing of riches falls into a temptation and a snare. In this evil society, a rich man has endless traps and snares. I guarantee you, you understand, if Puff Daddy didn't have $1 billion, there's a lot less evil he would be able to do. The Lord, out of his grace and mercy, keeps so many of our people in such abject poverty and destruction because once they do finally get some resources, you see how evil they will do, how much evil they'll do with wealth. A poor wicked man is limited to what he can do. A rich wicked man can take money like Lil Durk and give $10,000 to have men go and unalive another brother, like the mafia. A rich evil man can stomp out his woman and power bomb her in the hallway and pay other poor people to have sex with his girlfriend at freak off parties and put Ella and put Molly in the damn baby oil. You understand? That's what a rich evil man would do. The Lord said riches come with all kinds of traps and temptation. That's why in the kingdom, only certain men will have riches and power. That's why it said, blessed are ye, for ye are poor, but thou art rich. That's why the Lord keeps our people in such a state. Most of the suffering we have comes from disobeying the Lord. You understand? But also, in a wicked empire in society, we are not supposed to be the rich, all powerful people because it's not our kingdom. And wicked men have to do much to obtain great riches in an evil world. In a righteous world, you don't have to do much because the righteous men control all the resources. That's why we're talking about building the kingdom. You understand? In the kingdom, the rich, righteous man will make sure everybody eats. A rich man is supposed to make sure that all of the land that he has is filled with fruit trees and crops so that the poor can come and eat the outskirts acres of his hundreds of thousands of acres of fields. In this society, he puts up a gate and buys millions of dollars of cars. Those cars get repossessed. He ends up getting killed at 20, goes to jail or prison, becomes Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Big U. You know, who else is in prison now? NBA Young Boy. You understand? So this is a lesson Christ was teaching. The Christian church and the religious leaders at that time and now worship money. Everyone believes in the white image of Caesar Borgia, not because they love the oppressor. They believe in the white image of Caesar Borgia because the white man's money and the white man's economy brings prosperity to their people. It brings them fresh water because they don't know how to run an aqueduct or do piping in their land. It brings them food because they don't know how to move or migrate their people when there's no goddamn food and the grass won't grow. They'll stay there and drink piss from an elephant's behind because they're not wise enough to move somewhere else. You understand? They need UNICEF to drop rice and grain out the damn sky and white ladies to come with masks on to hug their orphan children to teach them to not defecate in the damn river to give everybody jaundice and cholera. Not jaundice, because that's something else, but cholera and tuberculosis, you know, spreading blood-borne diseases while you cut everybody up with the same damn switchblade for your African ancestry. You understand? They worship the money. And a big thing, and the main reason why Judas, who was one of the 12 disciples, who was a chosen of the Lord, why Judas turned on Christ is because even though he was in the work, he loved money. Money was a part of his heart, it was a part of his spirit. You understand? And he worshiped money. Even though he was among the 12, he walked with Christ, he sat in classes, he got the scripture breakdown, but he himself never changed from what his goals and motivations were. He had an ulterior motive, and when Satan presented the proper opportunity, he turned on Christ just as it was prophesied to do. And this is a very important lesson because the love of money, the love of getting money, is the root of all evil, which is what the scriptures is explaining here. So many of these leaders refuse to follow Christ because in their mind, he wants me to be poor, and me serving God means I'm supposed to have prosperity. I'm supposed to be blessed and blessed and blessed coming in and blessed going out and blessed in highly favor. Do not ever trust any person that you hear say, I am blessed and highly favored. Do not ever trust such a person. Never trust him. You understand? So keep going. Let's see what else Christ said.
And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
It's foolish and hurtful because they got so much money. They got all this wealth and this riches. This is why Christ is saying, be content with food to eat and raiment, clothes to wear. Be content with food and clothes. Why? Because your service to the Lord might cost you everything else. It might cost you that. Your woman might leave you. Your kids might hate you. Your job might fire you. You understand? They might throw you out the house. Your mama love you to death. And one day she find out that Jesus is black and you don't want to come to Christmas dinner no more you out the family. You can sell all the dope, do all the robberies, all the shootings. Mama will be in that courtroom telling the judge that you are such a sweet angel. You say Jesus is black and Christmas is against God, get the hell out my house. We ain't, you serving the devil. You'll show the scriptures and everything. So this is done to say these things for a reason. That the spirit of serving God is a hardcore warrior militant spirit. You understand? That when our kingdom is here, that's when we deal with stacking all the riches and obtaining things after our king has set us up in our land and it's our kingdom. But in this place, everything you're working for in the truth is to be destroyed. The TV is nice. The house is nice. A good, comfortable bed is nice. A good drink is wonderful. A full refrigerator is excellent. That's not saying don't work to attain to have things because we are in captivity. But that cannot be your life's goal and motivation because riches bringeth forth the love of riches bringeth forth evil. You understand? With that being said, make sure that you pay your Passover funds. Make sure you pay your Passover fees. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. You understand? In Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual. Let's take a break.
Welcome to Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Christ. All right, all right. There we go. Lord's 56th annual Passover. Everybody get ready. Get ready. Should be ready. All right. So keep going. What the Lord was talking about there. Be content with food and raiment. You understand? Because the Lord is in control of things. Everything that everyone is working for here in America, the Lord is getting ready to destroy it. They stealing all your retirement and 401k money right now. All that money, everything you working for, they stealing all of that. They trying to do away with cash. They're closing out all the banks. They're trying to make a new currency. The Africans is trying to make their own currency. They're kicking out all the Europeans. That's why they're fighting and bombing over resources. That war between Israel and Palestine, that war was not about Palestine just attack Israel out the blue because they didn't know that, Israel was going to bomb them forever unto powder. That is, Israel needs those resources in that land so that they don't have to fight the Arab Sea in that Suez Canal to try to get resources from one side or the other, because they know the Third World War is coming. That's what they're preparing for. You understand? So, like that's what's going on. Looks like we lost Mataza. All right, so that's what the Lord is saying there. Um, First Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10, the Lord said, why does he say this? For the love of money is the root of all the evil. Prostituting your woman, you understand? Doing robberies, doing murders, selling drugs, breaking, stealing people's cars, robbing people at gunpoint. The love of money is the root of all evil. You would never think that you would put two women in a cage and wrap their fists up, you understand, like you wrap up a man's fist and put them in a cage and let them punch and kick and choke each other to death. But because it's so financially lucrative, the UFC take women and put them in a cage and let them beat the hell out of each other. You wouldn't think that men would get together to have a simulated warfare where somebody get hurt and scramble their brains and risk being crippled like on the ancient battlefields. But the NFL is very lucrative. So they'll put, dozens of brothers, men on the field to go and harm each other. The best football game is when everybody get all hurt up and cracked and concussion. That's where you get your highlight reels. Look how hard he hit him. He scrambled his brains. He got a concussion. He fumbled the ball. He didn't get up. This is your highlights. But because it makes money, it doesn't matter that most of them end up crippled once they get out the league. Who gives a damn? It makes money. You're going to get in that ring and box and scramble your brain and end up with Parkinson's at 40 years old. Who gives a damn? The love of money, that's going to bring in a big payday, a big box office. Who gives a damn? You shouldn't be a singer. You can only go as far as your regional area unless you're willing to suck hard, ladies. Like Erykah Badu said, go prostitute yourself for Harvey Weinstein to get into a movie. Get on the casting couch. Get in that back room with Leo Cohen. Let P. Diddy grease you up and let male prostitutes pass you around and drug you, and you wake up with a new record deal. You understand? Or you'll never make it out of your local regional area. You understand? But if you love that money, you understand, you'll go get that BBL and them fake breasts. You'll go get them. You understand? This is why this is one of the biggest things that the Lord talked about. Our people loved Egypt, not because life was wonderful in Egypt. We were in so much pain and groaning in Egypt that the Lord responded. That's why he rose up Moses to deliver us. But Egypt was so gold and so luxurious. And you look up and see the wonderful pyramids. You don't see the slave labor of us building pyramids in the 120-degree desert sun. You don't see the back-breaking labor, you understand, without machinery and construction machinery like you build now. We did this by hand. You don't see that, how we build the treasure cities. All you see is how beautiful. Look at the lights. Look at the crystals. Look at the painting. Look at the artwork. Look at the temple. Look at the gold. You understand? They worship Egypt because it was wonderful. And our people worship celebrities like Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. That's why they let them touch and abuse and molest their children, because they were such a star. The pastor's such a star. Eddie Long is such a star. Bill Cosby is such a star. The Lord wants us to put something hard and rough in our spirit that isn't based on everything looking pretty and smelling nice and being wonderful. You got clothes and food. The Lord took the disciples from their family, and they never went back to those families again. Never. You understand? Because the job needed it. That's what was required. So this is the state that they were in, and this is why the Lord said this. Moses was wealthy and rich in Egypt. It talks about this in Hebrews, the 11th chapter. But I want to get some more on this Timothy. This is what he's talking about. It says, the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, Coveted means they devising a way to take something that does not belong to them. Meaning you got some of it and I want some. How can I get it? I'll become a witch and mix up a potion to trick you so I can get you strung out so that you'll give me all of your money. I'll become a robber and wait for you to come get out the bar while you celebrating or trying to get some rest. And then I'll go and stick a firearm in your face and take your wallet. If you don't give it to me, you understand, then I'll take your wallet and your life. You understand? That's what it means to covet. That's all the love of money. A wicked woman badgering her children about paying bills. You gonna pay bills in here? You gonna pay bills in here? You don't pay nothing in here? You gonna give me some money? That turned your son into a drug dealer. A lot of sisters don't realize that. A lot of sanctified, Holy Ghost filled church ladies say these things to their sons, and that turns their sons into drug dealers. You understand? And General Muhammad would talk about this thing all the time. You understand? It says they have erred from the faith. They've turned away from serving the Lord because they loved that money so much. They couldn't turn down a dollar. They couldn't suffer. They weren't willing to go without. They needed the most and the best, and y'all don't have it, and they do. That's why they go to the purple cats. Anybody who listens to the ISUPK speak and listen to one of them purple alternative lifestyle fake Israelite groups, they don't know what the hell they talking about. They saying a man can't have more than one wife. All their leadership leaving because they passing around women. You understand? Like you pass a hoe around on the street in the back alley. Everybody know none of them believe that nonsense. They teaching rape. They robbing people. They extorting people. They taking money out of people after they dead, still draining their bank account. They in Africa, risking their members' lives, getting beat up, trying to tell them that they the children of God. Everybody know they don't know what the hell they doing, but they're gay. And gay meaning rich. And they got $1,500 to dress like a candy cane. And they all wear red and white. And they look like the Nutcracker. And then they dress up like grapes. And everybody wears the purple dress. And it's glorious. And it's beautiful. And it's the gay apparel. And you'll go there and say, well, they have the wealth and the riches. Just like the pastor with the Cadillac. Just like everybody neighborhood worship the dope boy with all the money. You understand? This is a reoccurring theme that was in the spirit of our people that is a cancer to a Negro, to a Latino. Issachar means he is my hire. He became a servant of tribute, meaning if somebody waves a dollar, he's going to show up to work. He's going to show up to get that dollar. Even if he falls off the goddamn roof and dies, he's going to go and get that dollar after getting off of work, You understand? This is something that the Lord was trying to get out of us. That was a demon that has been on our people. That's why he keeps talking about it. You understand? You go to Dubai, the damn Arabs give a sister $10,000 if you let them take a dump on you. You get 10 grand. You let them take a dump on you. Young Miami says she'll let you pee on her. You understand? Why? Because it's lucrative to say it and they'll pay you to debase yourself. This is exactly what the scripture is talking about. Once the Most High takes away all the money, a lot of stuff is going to get fixed. That's why everybody getting fired right now. The government job, the security clearance, the Lord taking away everything that our people trusted in. All of it. Section 8, WIC, TANF, housing, the preacher robbing people now, the church is going out of business. Everything that our people trusted in, the Lord said it's going to fail you. Cursed be he that trusteth in man. You understand? Diddy got money for lawyers. Diddy's still in prison. Lil Durk got lawyer money. Lil Durk is in prison. NBA young boy got lawyer money. He's still in prison. Lil Baby got lawyer money. He's still in prison. You understand? So, all right. So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna go to Hebrews to get some more on Officer Carl Sapar's question. Let's bring it up again. So we make sure that everybody sees what it is, because we've been breaking it down. What is the condition of the prophets and what the world would call successful and famous men of power? What mindset should a prophet of the Lord be in, and what should his focus be? There we go. All right, excellent question. Let's go to, all right, Hebrews. Damn. It's so much. All right, give me verse 6. No, Salaki. Start at 5. Start at 5. We're going to try to do these real quick because it's a lot. It's a very good question.
Is this chapter 11?
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 5.
Okay. Book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 5. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death.
Enoch was a man of the Lord in the lineage of Noah. He was translated that he should not see death. He didn't die. There's no record of Enoch dying. This brother walked with the Lord in such a way that the Lord was absolutely pleased. You don't know Enoch's children. You don't know Enoch's, well, you know, because it's listed in genealogy, but it doesn't talk about his children. Doesn't talk about where Enoch worked. Doesn't talk about his cattle. Doesn't talk about his wives. Don't talk about the books that he read, his education, his job, his money, what his favorite songs were, if he could dance, was he fat, short, tall. Don't talk about none of that about Enoch. What does it say about Enoch? Keep going.
Was not found.
You could never find Enoch's body. Why? Keep going.
God had translated him.
He translated his body from living to not being alive. He just took it. Didn't leave a body for him to be buried or mourned by anybody. Keep going.
Before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God.
He pleased the Most High. That was his testimony. The Lord said, Enoch pleased me so much that he's gone. We talking about Enoch to this day, thousands of years later. Enoch, Enoch, Enoch. He pleased the Most High. How did he please God? Give me verse 6.
It's impossible to please him.
Without faith, you can't please the Most High. Keep going.
Lord, he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is.
How does he believe in the Most High? This is what the prophets, this was their status in life. This is what was on their mind. We can hear about them in just a moment, which was Officer Carsapar's question. Must believe that he is. Keep going.
Lord, that he is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
He rewards them that are seeking him diligently. Now we're going to get some more. Who we going to learn about first? Keep going.
Verse 7. By faith, not being warned of the Most High, of things not seen as yet.
He was warned that water was going to fall from the sky when no one on the earth had ever seen water fall from the sky. It never rained on the earth. Keep going.
Moved with fear.
Moved with fear. Noah was afraid. Noah preached for 120 years to repent, to change your life because water was going to fall from the sky. It don't tell you about Noah's family. It tell you about his sons after he built that ark and collected all the animals. It don't tell you about Noah's job. It tell you he built that ark. You understand? 120 years Noah was focused on obeying the Most High. You don't think Noah had some doubt 20 years in? No rain. 30, 40, 50 years in, no rain. 103 years in, no rain. 115 years in, 108, 119 years in, no rain. January, year 120. February, April, year 120. March, June, year 120. August, year 120. How you think the people received Noah? They didn't give a damn what Noah was talking about. They thought Noah was crazy. Same way they think you crazy when you say we can't eat pork. You say we can't celebrate Christmas and birthdays and Thanksgiving. They look at you like you got 3 heads. When we can't get high no more, we shouldn't grow dreadlocks. And we're not Africans, we're Israelites. You understand? And Jesus isn't a white man, and race does matter. They look at you like you're evil. Well, that's how they looked at Noah. They hated Noah. And the Lord answered. The Lord answered them for that. You understand? Noah watched everybody on the earth die that he ever knew. Noah lived 900 something years. Imagine how many people you've met in your life in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Noah lived 900 something years, I believe. You know how many people Noah knew in almost 1,000 years? You understand? Everyone Noah knew died. And Noah, the only reason Noah is still alive, because Noah stood with the Most High. And the Lord was fed up with everyone else on the planet except Noah. That's Noah's mind state. Noah's mind state was, if nobody else decides to serve the Lord told me what to do. I'm going to do it. Nobody else served the Lord. Nobody. Them kids lived because they were Noah's sons. Those wives lived because they were married to Noah's sons. Noah was the one that served the Lord. Noah watched everybody else die and scream and holler, "Let me in, Noah! Noah!" They drowning, screaming, everybody, everywhere, the whole planet, screaming, everyone you've ever met. Mama, cousin, aunt, uncle, sister, best friend, enemy, doctor, the grocery store nigga, the parking attendant, the brother you met at the club, the sister who turned you down, all of them. Every one of them died. And Noah lived. How was Noah's mindset? Noah developed a drinking problem. You understand? Noah had a hard pill to swallow. He did an incredible job that the Lord called him to do with zero evidence. But the Lord said it was evidence enough for Noah. There's a different type of man and woman that is something different inside of you than what is inside of the rest of everyone else outside of here. There's something different. And it was something different in Noah that caused Noah to endure serving the Lord when there was zero evidence. Now you got all the evidence. Jeremiah prophesied about things he never got to see. Most of the prophets prophesied about things they never got to see, except Noah. Noah got to see that rain. Moses never made it to the promised land, but he was told to prophesy about it. He didn't get to walk in it, but he was told to prophesy about it. He worked for it. He worked to make sure that the rest of his people got the full benefits of his absolute servitude to the Most High, even though he did not get it all in the end. But he left it for his people. That's why we're still talking about Moses and Noah to this day. Moses was frustrated that nobody would obey the Most High. And in all the great works that Moses did, Moses messed up in his anger and broke the Lord's 10 commandments that he gave him on stone. And Moses was not supposed to do that, but he was furious. He did miracles by the hand of the Lord, turned water into blood, turned a staff into a snake, and crocodiles, and all kinds of acts and things that are absolutely supernatural that every world culture has tried to duplicate ever since. The Egyptians had power from the Lord, and guess what? The Lord gave Noah greater power than the Egyptians had. He opened the Red Sea and walked on dry land. And in everyone that he led with the power of the Most High, just about every single one of them turned on him. What was Noah's mindset? I mean, what was Moses' mindset? We want to go back to Egypt, Moses. Why you brought us out here, Moses? All this I did for you. I'm in the palace. I'm getting fed. They feeding me grapes. I've got all of this gold. I'm living good. And I come down here to visit you niggas in the ghetto and make sure that you straight. I see the police beating you upside your head, choking you to death. I catch a body. I come out the next day. Y'all still scrapping, fighting in the street. I run out to the wilderness. The Lord dropped the truth for me. I come back with the power, telling Pharaoh to let y'all go. I could have lived my life wonderful. But the Lord chose me. So now I got a job to do. I can't live the wonderful life while y'all suffer and die. I got a job to do. I gotta leave all of that. I don't get to have that anymore. I had it once, but now I have to forever go without it. If it means that you get the benefit of my service to the Lord, I don't ever get it again. And that's what it is. Because this is what it costs to serve the Lord. I have food, I have raiment, and the Lord gave me the promise of a land that I have never seen, but I take his word as credit. And I take it as credit so much so that I'm going to do what he says, even if I don't see how I can do it. That was his mindset. And it says it right here. That was his mindset. You understand? Noah did an amazing thing. Give me verse 8. Let's read about Abraham. Give me verse 8. This is how the kingdom was built. A man willing to sacrifice something, you understand? Willing to sacrifice it all to serve the Most High. And the Lord will make that man honored forever throughout all generations. You're still talking about it. What does Nehemiah look like? Nehemiah is legendary like damn Superman and Spider-Man. You don't know what he looked like. You don't know what Moses looked like. But Moses is forever a legend everywhere. And he didn't even finish the job. He got in trouble and wasn't allowed to finish the job. Joshua had to do it. You understand? So keep going. Give me 8.
Verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called,
the Lord
when he
called
was
Abraham.
called,
Go ahead.
okay, when he was called to go up into a place which
All
he
right, we're
still,
gonna continue on the next chapter.
which he should have to receive for an inheritance.
There was an
Obeyed.
inheritance. There was an inheritance from the Most High that the Lord promised Abraham. And the Lord told Abraham to leave your family, leave the land of your father with your cousins and all of your people, and get away from them, because I'm going to do something great with you and they can't come. So tell mama bye, your daddy, your aunts, uncles, and cousins goodbye, or your childhood sweethearts. You understand? Everybody, the baker, the man who taught you how to play baseball, you got to tell everybody goodbye, and you're going to walk out into the desert not knowing where you are going. And the Lord told him that, and he said, all right, we're leaving in the morning. That's a different man. There's something different in him, and there's something different in you. This is who you are. This is who we are. This is whose children we are. This is whose spirit. That's the spirit of the Lord. You understand? Food and raiment. The Lord controls everything else. That's what Christ told the disciples. That's what Paul was telling them. The Lord controls everything else. Keep going.
He went not knowing whither he went.
He didn't know where he was going. He didn't have no GPS. The Lord didn't say, 3 days west and you there. He didn't have none of them instructions. The Lord said, get up and go, and he went. What's in his mind? Damn, it's hot out here. I don't know where we going. He got his servants with him. He got his cattle. You understand? He not by himself, but he out there in the desert like, all right now, Abraham, where we going? The Lord leading us. We keep going. He had to have faith in the Most High. He didn't know. He didn't have a Bible to read back on. He couldn't go back and check the records of the Bible. We learning what happened in the first 5 books because the Lord told Moses what to write down when he left and went into the wilderness after killing the Egyptian. You understand? So he don't know. All he has is the word of the Most High. And something in Abraham made him different from the rest of his people, that the Lord was able to take him from his people and make him something greater. You understand? Just like the Lord will take you and make you something greater. Take all of us and make us something greater than what we were in the world, and use that new great thing to build his kingdom and his society. This is why Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's not in your bank account. The Lord will burn all these banks up. They're going to spend all that money fighting World War III. In a minute, the gas station is going to be empty. They're going to need every drop of oil. That's why they're trying to get Greenland and Iceland. They're going to need every drop of oil on the planet to fuel all them Raptors and jets and bombers to fight Iran, and nothing in Iran but oil. That's why Donald Trump cut a deal with the Israelis to let them keep bombing Palestine, because Palestine got some of the richest oil reserves untouched. You understand? Trying to get a refinery going. They know they need that oil because they're going to have to fight. Because war is coming in the earth. The Lord is bringing the sword, and destruction draweth nigh. But Abraham knew that something about Abraham told him that the Lord's word is good. And he set out not knowing, and the Lord made him legendary. Was in his mind. He didn't know. Let's get some more. He didn't know. Take me down to verse 13.
13. In not having received the promises.
Right. They all died in faith. They died obeying the Most High. He didn't get to see the land of Canaan. He didn't get to see the great nation. Noah didn't see why he stood with the Most High and everybody died but 8 people. He didn't get to see why he was allowed to live to watch everyone and everything he knew die except for these animals and his family. He didn't get to find out why. You understand? But Noah did a great and amazing thing, and it took a toll on Noah. It took a toll on that brother. You understand? Noah was a real, live, living man like everybody else. It took a toll on him. Even still, Noah did a great and an amazing thing. Abraham did a great and an amazing thing. And his mindset was making sure that I do what the Lord said. That's the most important thing. All of them died in faith, not having received the promises that the Lord gave them. Keep going.
Seeing them afar off.
They saw him afar off, but they didn't get to see him. Keep going.
And were persuaded of them.
They were persuaded because of what the Lord told them. Keep going.
And embraced them.
They embraced them. They took it as though this is a fact. There's a land of milk and honey in the desert when I'm walking through desert. This is a fact that is there. Why? Because the Lord said it. Where are you going? What's the address? There is no address. We're going there because the Lord said it, and it's this way. Have you seen it? No, I haven't seen it, but I know it's there because the Lord said it's there. See, the faith that Christians pretend to have is misplaced because they don't serve the Most High and they're not in the truth. But that know that you know that you know that you know, that's actually spiritual. The problem is the actual spirituality comes from obeying the Lord, which they don't do. So they have a blind hope and a faith in things that do appear. They have a blind hope and a faith in things that's not what the Lord said to hope in. They're hoping in what they see right now. The Lord told them about what was coming in the future, and they were walking towards it with faith. You understand? So this was their mindset. This is what they were in. Jeremiah said, I'm a young man. I don't speak that well. Moses said, I don't speak that well. I don't talk very well. The Lord said, I made the mouth. You think I can't make your mouth you be able to speak? I'm gonna send you to go talk to Pharaoh, and I don't have the power to make sure that your mouth can say what I want it to say. You understand? Moses was concerned. You understand? King David was on the run from King Saul. They were going to kill him if they caught him. And the Lord had already made him king. The Lord made him king. But nobody knew but Samuel, his daddy, and him. You understand? He was on the run. He was an enemy of the state. But the Lord was with him. They put Jeremiah into a cave. They put Daniel into the lion's den. You understand? They put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into a furnace, into an oven. You understand? They stood with the Lord, man. Win, lose, or draw. Abraham offered up his son to be a sacrifice, and the Lord told him to stop at the last minute. You understand? Like all of these things. This is what it was talking about. Give me verse 24.
Verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years,
And Moses was
refused to
old
be
enough.
called the son.
When Moses was come to years, when he was old enough and a grown adult, he was come to an age for him to go and see how his people were living in Egypt, because he knew he was not an Egyptian, but he was raised in Pharaoh's house by Pharaoh's daughter, even though his mother, who put him in the river, raised him in Pharaoh's house. You understand? Keep going.
Refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
He refused to be that. Why? Because his people are Hebrews. And he refused to leave his people to die while he sit with the riches in Pharaoh's house because of his stepmom, or so to speak. What did Moses choose? Moses spent his whole life living in those riches in Egypt. All of his friends, all of his good education, his good food, his good health care. What did Moses do? Give me 25. This was his mindset.
25. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God.
He chose to suffer affliction with the children of the Lord. He chose to get down there and suffer with his people, suffer for his people, go without for his people, lose for his people. Precept: lose thy money for thy brother's sake. You understand? That's what he chose. Romans 12 and 15, mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Don't worry about who the president and the mayor is. Worry about getting your brother off of fentanyl before he died. Worry about getting your sister off of weed before she died. Before somebody introduced her to cocaine with some fentanyl in it, and she snort her last snort at 20 years old. Be concerned with that. You understand? Keep going.
To enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
For a season, he chose rather to suffer with the children of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. There's a season you'll be able to enjoy it, but every season ends. The Lord controls the seasons. And it's better to stand on the Lord's side when the Lord is controlling the seasons. It's better to be on his side. You understand? Damn right. Okay, Most High Christ. All right. You put that up there. That's what the Lord is saying. The mindset they were in. That's why he's telling them, strive the good fight. Fight the good fight of faith. You understand? Strive for the truth unto death. That's why they were saying it. That's why we sending up these prayers, man. Evil came out to stop the work of the Lord. And there are men that gave their life to make sure that it continued. And now we doing the same job. You understand? So you can go ahead and drop that to water. He said he got it all right. We can drop that. Where were we? Matthew, the 5th chapter. Let's go back to Matthew. Where we at? Matthew 5 and 13.
In Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost
You give
its
it certain
savor,
flavor. If you lose your flavor, you the salt of the earth. But if you lose your flavor, your spirit, your soul, you understand? The thing that made us different. We get rid of our life and our beard and our braids and our brotherhood and our soul and our afro and our curls and our flavor and our cuisine. And we start trying to be like another nation wearing the Muslim man dress, you understand? Dressing like a Christian, shaving off your beard, shaving off your face, cutting lines and squares in your face, talking through your nose. You understand? Keep going.
where shall it be salted?
How's the earth gonna get its flavor? How's the earth gonna get its seasoning? How they gonna know how to dance? How they gonna get the new inventions? How they gonna get cell phones and laptops? Think of all the inventions that we made that you never even learned of until I started a series, The Former of All Things, which all of you watched, of course. You understand? How would you know? Think of all the inventions that we were supposed to make that we didn't get to make because we started becoming white men and we started becoming Gotti and Al Capone and tearing up and destroying our communities. And we integrated and we stopped making those families that would encourage the sons and daughters to create all of these things that revolutionize the planet. This is what Christ was talking about. If the salt loses its savor, how is the earth going to get its flavor? Think of the music we used to make. Now listen to the garbage we're talking about now. What music was a woman making before? Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, Brandy, Monica, and You're My Sister. We're going to be together forever. We're going to have a family. What's going on? Brother man, brother this, brother that. We jamming, aqua boogie, all of this. We had alive, vibrant and alive and living, and we were able to dwell with each other in peace and have a good time all the way to the wee hours of the morning. All the city shutting down the clubs after, midnight now. Why? Because at 12:01 you start killing each other. All the music is about killing each other. What is a woman singing about now? You understand? Out of all the things that a woman could do and say, what is Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla? What they talking about? They box and the tail that they bought, except for Megan. Hers is real. That's all they got to talk about. I'm the bad B-I-T. I'm the bad B. I got a tail in a box. And I'm giving it to everybody. Everybody. But somehow I'm still special, but everybody gets a turn. But I'm special and I'm the queen. That's all you have to say now. That's it. There's nothing else to you. Just tail. That's all you are. You ain't momming no more. You're not building a family no more. You ain't singing. You're not inspiring the kids to go to school no more. You're not Lauryn Hill no more. You're not, operator, get my baby on the line. I apologize. None of that. Just all the sweetness and kindness and flavor and soul. You was I'm every woman. It's all in me. You ain't every woman no more. Glorilla says she's a nipper. She's a real nipper. She ain't every woman no more. The woman stuff is over. Trying to be a man. You understand? Like that's a damn destruction. You understand? So where you at, Matazar? Lost our faith.
We're in the middle of verse 13.
Go ahead, give it to me.
Oh God, it is good for nothing.
After a while, it'd be good for nothing. They just throwing us away. Our whole flavor and everything is gone. Keep going.
To be trodden under foot of men.
But to be thrown away and stomped out by men. Stomped under the foot. Something precious and rare Now the people just throw it on the ground and step on it. You understand? Everybody gets to step on it, to run through it. Ain't nothing special. You understand? Like we was never supposed to be like that. And how do we fix that? By turning back to the Most High. You understand? So now let's see. It was something we wanted to get in that First Corinthians. I probably should have got it then. Let's see. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Where was it? Rejoice, the prophets. The kingdom, ye are the salt of the earth.
Rock you, sir.
Go ahead.
You had me hold 1 Corinthians 15 and 37.
Right, it was, but it was a scripture in Matthew. That was a reason why I had you holding that. We had a couple of questions,
Okay.
and then that kind of moved us around. So ye are the salt of the earth. I think it was up at 15:37. Blessed are ye, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Righteousness' sake. The kingdom of heaven. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 37.
On the 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 37. And that which thou sowest.
The thing that you sow, talking about when you put something into the ground, is sowing. This is talking about farming and agriculture again, as most of the Bible does. Got a packet of seeds right here, some okra seeds. So that which thou sowest, get one of these seeds up here so y'all can see it. An example of what the Lord is talking about. The thing that you sow, that seed that you're going to take and put into the ground, the thing that you sow, see if y'all can get a picture of this here. The thing that you sow, this little tiny dot right here, you might not be able to see it. This is a seed. This is a seed. See this little tiny seed here? This is going to become a 3-foot okra plant in a couple of months. You understand? Look, just like this. This is going to be sown or put into the ground. That which you sow, keep going.
Not that body that shall be.
The same thing. This seed you see right here, when this gets put into the ground, this is not coming back up. It's going to be a nice, huge green stalk with vegetables growing out of it. You understand? You're not going to see this seed anymore. This seed is going to be planted into the earth and it's going to be gone. Keep going. Read it again.
Their grain.
Right. But bear grain. It may chance of wheat or some other grain. When you put a piece of grain into the ground, it's going to grow up wheat. Nice, huge stalk of wheat that's going to fill up your field, or corn or something else like that. That's what it's going to turn into. This is the same thing as when you die. Your body goes into the ground, it returns back into the ground. But those who serve Christ, who served the Most High when they died, their bodies went into the ground as well. But there's a day coming when those bodies are going to come up out of the ground again. But the way that they were planted in the ground as that deceased body, that's not what's coming back out of the ground. Just like when I plant that tiny seed into the soil, what's going to spring up out of that seed is not the same thing that I put into the ground. The Lord determines what body each thing is going to have. The Lord determines it. You understand? That's what the scriptures is saying. And when the dead in Christ are going to rise, they're going to come back up and he's going to give them a new body. So we're going to skip, I'm going to skip you down because we up on the time. We're going to go a little over and I'm going to skip you down, but he's explaining the different things. Verse 39, that's what it's just explaining. All flesh is not the same. There's a flesh of animals, There's a flesh of men, there's bear flesh, there's animals' flesh. All flesh is not the same. You understand? This is the Lord distinguishing. You understand? There's a flesh of beasts, a flesh of fish, a flesh of birds. Certain birds we can eat, certain fish we can eat, certain flesh of beasts we can eat, many of them we cannot eat. How do you know which is which? The Lord is going to determine and tell us which are the ones we can consume. He's giving us the rules. You understand? And the framework for building our world and society and looking forward to the future, which is what we are working for, because this is not our kingdom. We are working to build the kingdom of heaven. You understand? This is why he's using this analogy. This is what Paul is teaching to the schools that he set up in Corinth. All right. So then you have a celestial body, which are the stars in outer space, the planets, the moon, a terrestrial body, which is the land that you are walking on, the different types of land, and the glory of those celestial one and the glory of the terrestrial. The land looks beautiful. You got the plants and the grass and all of the things that is on the land, flowers, the dirt, the different layers of soil. Some soil is the beach, some soil is the forest. All of that is the glory for the terrestrial body. The Lord gave it that glory. Then you go to outer space, you see the stars. They twinkle and they shine. And Jupiter and all the rings around Saturn. And the Lord gave them their glory. He determined how each one is supposed to look. You understand? That's all it's saying there. And the sun and the moon and all the different stars. So now we get into the point, which is verse 42. You understand? All right. So take me to verse 42.
In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
The resurrection of the dead is just like this. Also, this is talking about those that died in Christ, the brothers and sisters that died in the truth in the service of the Most High, that came before, that died standing for the Most High, that the Romans and the Greeks and all the evil empires before have taken brothers and sisters' lives who stood for the Most High, like the many prophets that Jezebel killed and the disciples and the Roman gladiator and Colosseum arenas. All of those things there, this is what it's talking about. You understand? That those that died in Christ, like Trooper Kazakia, may he rise again. Like, you understand? Like the brother, the Simeonite brother that just passed, man. So Wapi, you understand, just passed. May he rise again. Kama War and Ibadia, you understand? May they rise again. Makataza, may they rise again, you understand? And brothers that pass in their service to the Most High, you understand? And Yahweh Kaya, may he rise again, you understand? Brothers in their service and sisters, their service to the Most High and living their life serving the Lord, that when it comes time for the resurrection, which is when Christ returns in the beginning, at the end of World War III, with the 200 million chariots that are in heaven, you understand? Keep reading.
Sown in corruption.
Right. It's sown in a dead, decaying state. You understand? All right. Like Sister Tamar, they passed away down in the DC school. It's sown in a state in which is not full of life anymore. It's going to decay. You understand? That's why we bury and put them into the ground. I understand, and see them all farewell. But it's raised when it comes back up, when Christ returns, it's going to be incorruption, a new body, just like that seed that's put into the ground that's going to grow up and become something different. That same body of a person is going to come up and be something different. This is talking about the resurrection for them that come. You understand? Going up into those chariots, into those UFOs when Christ returns with the 200 million angels that are in heaven. All right, so where's the, what do I want? The twinkling, skip me down to, give me verse 54, 51.
Corinthians 15, verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery.
I'm going to reveal a mystery to you. Keep going.
We shall not all sleep,
Everybody serving the Lord is not going to be dead. We're not all going to be asleep. He's talking about dead, as in no longer alive. Keep going.
we shall all be changed.
We all going to be changed. Everyone in the service of the Most High and the truth, we shall all be changed. Some will be in the grave, like the examples that I gave. Their bodies will come out of the grave with a brand new body, just like when Christ was crucified. When you understand, when he rose up, he was much, I had about no sweat, sis. When Christ rose up, he was much taller than everyone else. He was a much taller brother than everyone else. You understand? It says the whites of his eyes were red as fire. His hair was white. He was taller than everyone else. When he rose up from the grave, you understand? They could still tell it was him because he had the holes in his hands. You understand? But he was the first of the resurrection to rise from the grave. And that's exactly what's going to happen when Christ returns. The rest of the dead in Christ that are in the grave will come up and they will go, which we're getting ready to read. I am the bottom of sweat, sis. All right. Keep going.
Hold on, slack it. Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye,
In the twinkling of an eye, it's as quick as you can blink your eyes. Very quick. It's not going to be a movie scene like the War of the Worlds. It's going to be very, very quick. In the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, keep going.
at the last trump,
The last trump is going to be a very loud trumpet when the fourth dimension splits open and the sky opens and the fourth dimension opens and 200 million of the armies of heaven, the chariots, the UFOs, as the American government calls them, that they come up and they are coming to destroy all the world militaries, empires, and governments in 1 hour while thermonuclear missiles are being launched. That's what they're talking about right now with Russia and Iran and Donald Trump. Those nuclear missiles being fired is the key and final signs of Christ returning in the middle of World War III's thermonuclear war. This is leading up to the prophecies of the returning of Christ. You understand? That's what's happening right now. The twinkling of an eye, a loud trumpet will sound. Keep going.
and the dead shall be raised incorruptible,
They're going to raise up with a new body that's a body that doesn't die, a body that doesn't get sick, a body that doesn't have asthma, a body that can't get fibroids and thyroids and cancer and high blood pressure, a body that can't have bad kidneys and bad feet and bad backs and cyst here and this here, polyps this and broken this, things that need surgery and a ton of medicine. We're going to get the bodies that we were supposed to have from the beginning before we sinned against the Lord, where there were none feeble and none sick and none sick and none weak among us. You understand? We're going to get new bodies. That's what we are working for. That's a part of the many things that comes with the kingdom that we're working for. You understand? This comes with the return of Christ. That's why we're in here working to build the kingdom. The dead shall raise up and we shall be changed. Those that are alive, we will then be changed to meet them in the air. I thought meet them in the air was in this one. Find me to meet them in the air. That's what I need. It might be 16. Meet. There we go. Meet them in the air. First Thessalonians 4. He's teaching this to all the brothers and sisters in the school. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 13. 12. Dang.
Well,
12. 12, 12, 12. Salah.
no, Con. This is
This
First
is the
Thessalonians
same
chapter
thing that
4.
Paul was teaching. This is the same thing that Paul was teaching to the school in Corinth. He's writing the same lessons to the school in Thessalonica or Thessalonia. You understand? Give me this. Give me 12. Real quick.
Well, Con. This is First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 12. That ye may walk honestly toward them that are without.
Towards the brothers and sisters that are without, that don't know, that don't have the truth. You understand? That you may walk honestly towards them. Keep going.
That ye may have lack of nothing.
That you don't lack anything. You're supposed to know all of it. The scripture, the breakdown, all of those things, that you don't lack anything. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant.
This is something that's very opposite of Christianity. Christianity teaches and breeds to be ignorant of the Bible. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. But long as Jesus, long as I don't know about that, the Lord, this is a school. The thing set up in the New Testament, a school, not the church institution that you've been taught that this is where you go to learn about God. A school, you go to learn. You're not sitting in school to come in dumb and stay dumb. You're supposed to know stuff. You go to school 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're supposed to know Jesus is black. You understand? That's why the Bible said they ever learning and never coming to the knowledge of the truth. You understand? So keep going. Don't be ignorant. You're going to get taught. Keep going.
Concerning them which are asleep.
Those which are in the grave, dead in Christ, they're called asleep. Like the brothers I mentioned, like we just talked about in 1 Corinthians. Keep going.
That ye sorrow not.
Don't be filled with sorrow for them. That's another horrible thing that the Christian church does. The Christian church teaches you that once you die, you are going to go to some endless sandcastle in the sky for 1,000 years. That you're waiting with your mama, your grandmama, your aunts, your cousins. You're talking to pictures of your dead relatives. You're getting tattoos and shit all scribbled on your arm, all on your chest. I love you. Never forget you. Putting everybody, you could never let go of your deceased cousin and your mama. I think about you every day. Not a day goes by, I don't think about you. It's all right for you to mourn. There's a time and a place for mourning. But someone who has died is not supposed to rule your life. Your whole life cannot be based around you trying to ask your deceased mama, grandmama, or uncle, what should you do? Telling them about your day. That's schizophrenia. And Christianity breeds mental illness into our people under the guise of religion. And someone must tell you that your cousin that got shot, your mama, your aunt, your grandmama, just like my mom and my grandma and my granddaddy, that they are not waiting for you in heaven. That their spirit went back to the Lord, their body went in the dirt, and in a few generations, if you get in the UPK and join the force to teach sisters to stop aborting their children, they will come back as a baby from one of your male relatives that's going to have a son or a daughter. And that will be your grandma 3 generations from now who died that you think you're talking to in the cemetery every Mother's Day. Stop doing that. You're driving yourself crazy. Stop counting birthdays for people that are dead. You know, Aaliyah would have been 45 if she was still alive. Stop that. That angers the Lord. Stop putting people on a t-shirt. Stop putting their face on walls and putting a shrine with pictures and candles and putting flowers on pictures of your grandma and your cousin and your son. I know it's tragic. It's sad. You miss them. We miss them. and it's terrible that they're gone. And there's a time and a place, but you are not supposed to mourn for them indefinitely. You're not supposed to always mourn. Christianity does not teach us how to mourn. Christianity doesn't teach us how to mourn. It doesn't teach us how to get over anything, because it lies and says some deceased relative is talking to you in your sleep. They're speaking to you from the other side. It's a sunny day, so you see that's mama down there. That's a lie. Your mom's spirit, my mom's spirit, went back to the Lord, and in a couple of generations, when my son has a daughter, that baby girl is going to be my mother, born back into the earth again, because the important thing is how you treat people while they are alive. You goddamn Christians love a dead person. You love somebody to death after they're dead, but you let the uncle molest everybody while they're alive. You let the neighborhood fall to drugs and gangs while they're alive. You don't give a damn what happens to them while they're alive. The Lord said, how can a man say he loved God who he have not seen, and hateth his brother that he see every day? That man is a liar. And you Christians are liars, because you don't know what love is, because you're not in the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana to actually learn what God said love is. They're going to come back. They're going to be a baby again. You are talking to yourself, developing a mental illness. You understand? Stop it. Get in class, get counseling, learn what's in the Bible. This is why he's saying, don't be sorry. They're not going to stay dead. They're coming back. But there's a job to do here now, that you can't be split forever trying to do an unfinished job with somebody whose life the Lord has already ended. This is why it's here in the Bible, because Christianity will make you live your life through a deceased person. You understand? Or for a deceased person. Don't do that. We got living problems with living people that the Lord wants us to tend to. You understand? All right. So he's saying this, that ye sorrow not, because you're going to be sad once you miss these brothers and sisters, but they're asleep in the grave, and there's a day coming that when the brothers and sisters who served the Lord that passed, that gave their life, that we're reading about, that all of these things that happened to the believers of the Lord, whose spirit you share. That's why you're in here serving the Lord and not somewhere where you were before you came into the truth, because your spirit and their spirit answered the call from the Lord's spirit. That's why we're in here. You understand? And when Christ returns, those that are dead in the grave, they are going to rise again and get a new body. And then we're all going to go together into the chariots of the Lord in those UFOs while they fly around the earth and kill damn near everybody. You understand? That's what the patience and the faith of the saints is. All this singing and hugging and kissing and praying for rainbows when Jesus comes, that's not in the Bible. None of that's in the Bible. The Bible says the return of Christ is the worst day in all of human history. That's what we preparing for. Everybody else going to be shocked to see a nigga come out the sky. You understand? That's in the Apocrypha. All right, so keep going. Let's get some more.
As others which have no hope.
You don't be like others that don't have hope. Others don't have hope. We have hope. We understand what the Lord said. May they rise again. That's why we are alive, fighting to build them a kingdom, so that the next time your mama and your cousin and your brother and your aunts and your sister, that the next time your daddy gets back, he won't come back into drug-infested Richmond, into drug-infested Pittsburgh, into gang-infested Compton, into blood-infested Norfolk, into bullets and fentanyl and heroin and PCP and all the damn schools getting shut down, and you crack vials and fentanyl and cigarette butts and Newport addiction and herpes. He won't come back to any of that. He'll come back to the kingdom of heaven, because we are alive now, fighting to build the kingdom of heaven that he or she will inherit when they get back. That's the job. You can't do that focusing on trying to live life again. You know, if I could just see you one more time. The Lord gave you all the chances you get to see. They're gone now. We have to move forward. There's a lot of work to do. You understand? Like this isn't a church walk, what they teaching in church. The scriptures say endure hardship as a good soldier. That's what it means to serve the Lord. You understand? Keep going. As a matter of fact, what do I need? Skip me down to verse 16. Give me these last.
Verse 16. For the Most High himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
The Lord is going to come from heaven with a shout, with a trumpet. That loud trumpet is going to sound, and in the fourth dimension is going to crack the sky open, and UFOs is going to pour in, just like Independence Day. Who's seen Independence Day? Y'all remember Independence Day? Who remember the first Independence Day movie? When the mothership came and hovered over all the cities, you understand? Came and hovered over all the cities, and then the mothership opened up, and then a million little things came out and just went everywhere and wiped out the Air Force. Remember that? Big Independence Day mothership, big ship coming, spitting out all the little baby ships, going everywhere, attacking everybody, shooting lasers everywhere. All of that's in the Bible. The oppressor didn't create any of that. Lasers is in the Bible. All of those things is in the Bible. Okay, y'all remember. All right, y'all remember. Some of y'all remember. Okay, Most High in Christ, y'all remember. That's in the Bible. That's why Donald Trump made a space military. Keep going.
Son of God.
You muted.
Salaki, so you need me to read that over? Or keep going? Salaki, so can you hear me?
Read it. John, read it again. Read it again.
Oh, God. With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God.
The trumpet. There go that trumpet again. The archangel is Michael. Mayaka, he is the angel in charge of all the armies in heaven. He's the head angel in charge of the armies. Keep going.
The dead in Christ shall rise first.
Those that died serving Christ that's in the grave, they're going to rise first. The Lord is going to give those spirits back and raise those bodies up and put those spirits back in those bodies and give them new bodies different from the ones that they died with. Now give me 17.
See,
Read the whole thing.
them which are alive many shall be together with in the cloud, the Most High in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Most High.
It says, and then those that remain, that are still alive on the earth, not in the grave, already dead, are going to then go up into the sky, and in the same twinkling of an eye, we will get new bodies, and then go into those same UFOs, the same way you see getting beamed up, that all throughout the Bible it talks about they go into a cloud. Moses went into a cloud, Well, those clouds is talking about a UFO. That's what Moses went at the top of the mountain in the book of Exodus. That's why I think a couple of people went up in the cloud and a wind sucked them up into a cloud. Those are talking about UFOs. You see them plenty in your sci-fi movies. Again, the white man does not come up with anything on his own. All the great things that he has comes from the salt of the earth, our story, our records, from our God. All of that stuff comes from us. It does not come from them. They don't make it up. They read and get stuff right out the Bible, the same Bible that our people don't believe in, because we in church singing stupid songs while Marvin Sapp locked the damn door and extort everybody. You understand? So that's what that's talking about there. Where we at? 9 and 14. Let's get some of these laws. All right, so that's talking about resurrection there. Want to burn the heifer? Let me see. Should we go over this? We got time, but all right, let's get a couple of these laws here. Appreciate it. You can drop all of that. Let's go to Numbers. I wanted to get some of these laws here. Let's go to Numbers chapter 19 and verse 'dieth in a tent.' Want to touch these? Numbers chapter 19 and verse 11. These are important laws to learn. I got a lot of questions about these last couple of weeks, so I do want to just go over these. Numbers chapter 19 and verse 11. All right.
This is Numbers chapter 19, verse 11. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days.
If you touch a body that is of a deceased person, you are unclean 7 days. Keep going.
Verse 12. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day.
Right. Keep going.
And on the 7th day he shall be clean.
He shall be clean on the 7th day. Keep going.
If he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean.
Right. So after 7 days, you touch a dead body. If you touch someone that is deceased, the laws are important. Give me 13.
Verse 13. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purify not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Most High.
They defile the tent of the Most High. You should not do that. Keep going.
And that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right. He's supposed to be separated. He's supposed to be separated. You understand? You got to wash and clean yourself after you touch a dead body. You understand? This is what it's talking about. Supposed to be separated. You cannot come into the tabernacle. You cannot be amongst the congregation. You understand? 7 days you're separated. Keep going.
Because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him.
Keep going.
He shall be unclean. His uncleanness is yet upon him.
Now, in the time in the temple, you could not come into the temple if you touched someone that was a dead body. In the temple, if you were a priest and you did something, the priest would wear a priestly garment, of course, and they would have a rope around their waist. Because if you did anything incorrectly in that temple during the service of the Lord, and it displeased the Most High, the Lord would kill you. You would drop dead, and the brothers the young men outside of the tent, outside of the tabernacle, who were not priests of the Lord, They would pull the rope and drag your body out of the temple and then go and bury you. You understand? The brothers in the temple, you understand, because the Lord took you. They were not able to go and take you and to remove you to touch your dead body because the Lord took you. The young men would pull your rope, pull you out the temple, and go and bury you. The service of the Lord was never anything about being a choir boy. It didn't have anything to do with being Saul. If somebody messed up, the Lord killed them. Your job as a young man was to go take that man's body and bury him. That was what it was. You understand? This is not the faint of heart, mama's little church boy. That's not what this is here. This is about warfare and killing and life and death. That's the service of the Lord. You understand? Thank God that this, once again, that's why a woman cannot represent God. A woman represents her man, her father. That's why you're beautiful and pretty and you wear dangerous shoes and you get your nails done. If you touch something the wrong way, the damn thing will snap off and it won't be shiny anymore. And you take a hot iron and risk setting your face on fire to curl your hair so you be pretty. You can't serve the Lord. You understand? You got to go be pretty and make wonderful, delicious food and comfort. Men have to drag the body out and go and bury. You understand? Men got to go take the sword and kill. Put sword to chest, knife to throat. That ain't for you. You go be mommy somewhere. You understand? This is important unless you want your son to go find somewhere else to be a killer. The Bloods will teach him how to be a killer. You better bring him in here to learn what the Lord's use for a killer is. That's what Christians don't understand. That's why all your sons is in the street shooting everybody, trying to be a warrior with no instructions. You understand? So now, give me verse 13.
Like that was verse 13.
You sure it was 13? You read the whole 13? Sprinkle those? Okay, so lock. All right. That's right. 14. Dieth in the tent. Give it to me.
Okay. Verse 13. This is the life. That a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent, and all that is in the tent.
Hold on. You got to break it down before you go. You got some comments in there. This is the law. There's a law written about dying. We got laws about everything. There's a way to die. There's a way to handle things. There's a way to clean things. There's a way to marriage, a way to family, a way to money, finances, debt, everything. Beef. This is a law about stuff. The Lord didn't leave anything to chance. You aren't supposed to have to guess about anything. 600 laws to make life very simple. Christianity made life difficult. The Lord didn't make it difficult. That's why he said, write it down. A man dies in a tent, in a house, in a building. He's dead in there. Somebody's dead in that place. Keep everybody that comes into that house where that dead body is, whether it's the funeral home, mama's home, the school, everybody in that place is unclean for 7 days. Give me 15.
Every open vessel.
Every open vessel, every jar, just like this here, every jar, cups right here, every vessel that's open, whatever vessel that's open in there, you don't know why he did. You die. Your body starts to relieve gases, start to break down. That's why when you die, we got to get you in the ground. We're not waiting a week, putting you at the funeral home. Get the word out. Jimmy gone. We got to get everybody together. Get ready. We got to get Jimmy in the ground. Quick. You understand? So keep going.
No covering bound upon it.
It doesn't have a top. Every covering that doesn't have a top is unclean. Give me verse 16.
16. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open fields.
If you touch someone in an open field, we got a war going on. We got into a lot of battles. In an open field, somebody then got slain or put down with a sword, and it's an open field. So you got one scenario with an open field. Keep going.
Or a dead body.
Or it's just a dead body in an open field. Keep going.
Or a bone of a man.
It's a piece of man sticking somewhere. Just found a bone of a man. Keep going.
Or a grave.
Or you at the grave site of a man. The stones, the body buried in the ground. You at the grave site. Keep going.
Unclean 7 days.
All of those scenarios, you unclean 7 days. So you don't have to guess. Keep going.
13. Or an unclean person. They shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin.
Right. You're supposed to make a sacrifice offering to be purified from sin. Keep going.
And running water shall be put thereto in a vessel.
Running water is going to be put in a vessel. In the river, lake, the spout. At that point, we didn't have sinks and things, so we had rules. I'm going to skip you down a little bit. All right. Hyssop. Give me verse 18. We went over what hyssop was before. Hyssop is an antibacterial, antifungal root and herb like a plant. It's very powerful, very useful. That's why the Lord said to use hyssop. We're dealing with dead bodies. Things could be contaminated, contagious. Why did he die? Did he release gases? What happened to him? Is illness spreading from him somewhere else? That's why the Lord said a clean person who is not unclean. Give me 18.
And a clean person shall take hyssop.
Take the hyssop, which is the herb. Go ahead.
And dip it in the water.
Dip it in the water. I'm going to show you what's it describing. Take hyssop, dip it in the water. Damn, is it over here? Where's my file? Yes, I thought I had it with me. Keep reading.
Sprinkle it upon the tent.
And sprinkle it upon the tent. The tent is the house. Why is he sprinkling this hyssop dipped in the water and sprinkle it upon the tent? What is he doing? What is this action? Who knows what this is? I'm going to have to give it to you for time's sake. And here we go. Right here. Knows what it's doing. You sisters should know what's happening here. What's going on? You take the hyssop, which is the plant, the herbs, and you're going to dip it in the water. You're going to get it wet. You're going to get it wet so it start to break down into the water. You're going to wet it. It's very potent. And what you're going to do, you're going to take it, and then you're going to sprinkle it. You're going to sprinkle it in the tent. There you go. Somebody mama knew. You're going to sprinkle it. You understand? Why? Because we didn't have this. We didn't have a spray bottle. So where you spray and spray the sanitizer to clean everything up. We didn't have the spray bottle. So you took the herb and put it in the water and you sprinkled it to make sure there you go, sister, antibacterial disinfectant. That's exactly what it is. Now they make multi-billion-dollar companies selling disinfectant and antibacterial. You know this ain't no Africans. They don't care nothing about no germs. You know this ain't no Arabs. This ain't no East Indians. It ain't the white man. This is the children of Israel. You understand? He wanted to disinfect that house because you had a dead body in here. Who knows why? Where he went, where she went before she became the dead body. You got to clean that house. Not you that was in here that's unclean. You got to go get separate somewhere. Somebody else got to come in and clean it up. They got to sprinkle this tent, clean the outside, clean the inside, close up all the vessels that was open. Go pour all of that out. You understand? We don't want no particles from no deceased person in your open water, your open wine bottles, your open whatever. You should have put your top on it. You didn't put the top on it, throw it away. Remember how your mama, everybody yelling at you when you're little because you didn't put the top back on the grease? You didn't put the top back on the pot? That's spiritual. If somebody die in the house and you don't cover it up, you got to throw it away now. It'll be unclean. You got to put the top on it. You understand? This is in the law. Give me some more. Keep going.
On all the vessels.
Everything, all the vessels. Sanitize everything. We didn't have soap and water and Ajax and Dawn and Palmolive. We had hyssop and water. That's what we had. That hyssop was all the clean we had in the Middle East, in the desert, in our homeland. Keep going.
And from the persons that were there.
Everything you got to clean and sanitize it. Come on.
Like, upon him that touched a bone.
Or one is slain, or one is dead in the grave. Clean everything. Spray the house, spray the vessel, spray the tent, spray the person. Clean and sanitize everything and everybody. Unlike Lysol, you can't spray Lysol on your kids. You can't spray Clorox on yourself. The hyssop going on everything and everybody. You understand? The Lord's way is better. The Lord gave us instructions. He gave us detailed instructions. Now imagine you in the desert and we got the Lord's instructions on how to be sanitary and antibacterial. And we come to your country in captivity and you dirty and filthy and everybody catching the disease and we in there your servants and then everybody in the house dying and you like, what you doing? It's like, oh, we going in here because Mum died. So you can't go in there. You got to sanitize the place. You don't know why she died. You got to clean this place up. She bleeding everywhere. You can't touch her while she bleeding, dummy. You're gonna get why you're gonna die too. And we in there cleaning and sanitizing before you know it, everybody start to live much longer because we're clean and they're not. Because the Lord instituted being clean and sanitary into our culture. This is our heritage. You understand? That's why when they want their house clean, they go find Isupk. They go find Miss Janie May. That's who's going to clean your house. We're the clean people. The rest of the world is not clean. That's our customs being clean. You understand? Because it comes from the Lord. It's a law throughout all your generations. You understand? All right. It says some more. Keep going with the rest of 19. It's got some more. Did you finish 19?
Verse 19. So we're starting 19.
Go ahead. Come on with it.
And we're talking verse 19. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the third day.
Clean person will sanitize the unclean person on the third day. Keep going.
And on the seventh day.
The third and the seventh day, you're going to get sanitized again. Going to sprinkle this on you and make sure this antibacterial cleaning mint herb gets in there and make sure you clean and you stay clean. Not one time. We want to make sure that you thoroughly clean. We don't have no hospitals. We don't have no surgery. We don't have no ICU. We are in the desert living in tents. We cannot afford for a sickness to spread while we living in tent cities in the desert with 1 million of us. We got to get clean and stay clean and make sure that you clean. You understand? Keep going.
On the seventh day, he shall purify himself.
He shall purify himself doing what?
And wash his clothes.
Do what?
Wash his clothes.
Wash his clothes. That's not heathen culture. Keep going.
bathe himself in water,
and bathe yourself in water on the seventh day. Keep going.
and shall be clean at even.
And when the sun goes down on that seventh day, you will now be clean. Everything got to be clean and sanitized. We are very clean and sanitized and very cleanly people. That's why in all the offices and businesses, they get us to clean their offices and businesses because they want it clean. This is a statute forever throughout all your generations. This is what the Lord is saying. Wash yourself, wash your clothes, wash and sanitize the things. Of course, we need to do this now. We have sanitizing sprays and Clorox and Lysol and showers and running water. At this time, we did not. We no longer have animal sacrifices, so we don't need to do the sacrifices of the heifer, but you still need to be clean. Wash yourself, you unclean 7 days if you touch whatever dies in the tent. If someone touches you as you are unclean, they are unclean until the sun goes down. They do need to go and wash themselves in water. They'll be clean again once the sun goes down. All right. So that's it on that. Let's see. Do we want to do 6? We don't need to. What is 6 here? As a matter of fact, no, we're going to go ahead and end it there. All right. That's enough there. Most High in Christ. We're going to go ahead and end it there. All right. Most High in Christ, we're in here. Matazah, go ahead with the announcements.
Security announcement. We are the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th. In the Hebrew, it's pronounced ma'ashara. That's 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. You can give it to the Treasury Department. You can also go to isupk.com and pay it there. Priest fund. The free will offering for the priest is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation Day in a week. Salaki, in a week we have the beginning of the Lord's 56th annual Passover in Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure your Passover fees are paid. If not, you are late. Make sure everything is taken care of, so on and so forth. Lastly, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to be in all black. That's black shirt, boots, pants, headband, and war scarf. You need to get in contact with the school nearest you. You can go to isupk.com or Google ISUPK near me. Same with the sisters. You can't be a trooper, but if you want to be an official sister in the school, you need to do the same thing. All right? Make sure, like I said, you contact the ISUPK nearest you. And if you are in Virginia, the number is 757-550-1204. Again, 757-550-1204.
All right, with that, I'm going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Shimei Awashai Barakatham. To the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Shimei Awashai. Tune in right here every Friday night. Lashawan Quadash class. Talk about Officer Matazah Kara, Officer Yagadah. Learn to read, write, and speak the ancient Hebrew. You understand? And coming soon, a new ISUPK school opening up in Norfolk, Virginia. You understand? Get a Lord a hand. Get your building funds ready. You understand? Get a Lord a hand. Got a new school coming soon. You understand? All right. With that, pay your tithes. Class dismissed. You understand? Let's get
Hey,
this
listen,
here.
brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're
Time to really set Atlanta on fire.
Let's get it, I got it, I'm ready, my lord. Whole click solid, everybody on board. Say they want smoke, that's the shit they can't afford. These niggas weak, no cap, I go hard. Man, I know these niggas mad, I ain't tripping, I'm good. One call, then fall on you, don't make me do it. Me and my niggas taking your city on door.
Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.